Take a length of pink yarn equal to the length of 2 crochet hooks. Thread the yarn through the needle and bring out the flower pot. Counting down from the outside of the eyes, locate the second stitch and sew into the 2 holes below it. Bring the needle out from the inside, then pass it through to the back from the left hole. Here, secure the yarn by flipping the flower pot to the back side. Pass through half of the V shape and come out under the eye. Flip back to the front side. Pass the needle through the second hole under the eye from the back, then pass it through to the back from the left hole. Flip back to the front side again. Pass the needle through the yarn on the outside of the eye. Pass through several times and then cut the yarn. Repeat the same process for the other side and use the same method to secure the black yarn. To begin learning how to crochet a cactus, first, wrap the yarn around your left index finger to form a loop. Remove the loop from your finger, ensuring you pinch where the yarn crosses. Position the yarn behind the loop and pull out a similar loop from within the circle. Then insert the crochet hook into the loop and pull the long end to tighten and adjust the loop size. Now, start crocheting chain stitches. Wrap the yarn around the hook and pull it through the loop on the hook to complete one chain stitch. Repeat this step to crochet the remaining chain stitches: 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Once you've confirmed there are 13 V-shaped stitches, you can proceed to the next step. In this round, we will be crocheting through the back loops only, abbreviated as BLO, which refers to the back half of the stitch. The upper half of the stitch represents the back loops. Insert the crochet hook into the middle of the V. Starting from this V, count 1, 2, and begin crocheting single crochet into the second V. Insert the hook into the upper V. Wrap the yarn around the hook and pull it through the hole. Then, wrap the yarn around the hook again and pull it through the 2 loops on the hook to complete the single crochet. Place the marker on the completed single crochet and continue crocheting the remaining single crochet through the back loops only. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Finally, crochet one more chain stitch by wrapping the yarn around the hook and pulling it through the loop on the hook to finish. Flip the crocheted piece to the left side and begin the third round. Like the second round, crochet through the back loops only. Start crocheting single crochet from the second to last V. Counting from the bottom, and place a stitch marker on the first stitch. Continue crocheting the remaining single crochets: 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Finally, crochet one more chain stitch to finish the round. Repeat the steps of round 3 for rounds 425, total 22 rounds. After finishing the chain stitches, leave a length of yarn equivalent to the length of 3 crochet hooks. Pull out the yarn, ensuring to tighten the chain stitch. Remove the stitch marker and thread the yarn through the yarn needle to start sewing. Begin by stacking the first round on top. Align the V's of the 2 rounds together and use the yarn needle to pass through the first round's half V. Next, simultaneously pass the needle through the last round and the second V of the first round, ensuring to go through half of each V. Repeat this step until reaching the final one. After sewing, tighten the yarn. Once the stitching is completed, tighten the hole. Sew through the protruding parts, making sure to locate the upper yarn thread. Pass the needle under this yarn thread, repeating this step 12 times since there are 12 protruding parts. You can pass through multiple parts at once if needed. Finally, pass through the first one again. Pull out the lower yarn thread and tighten the hole. You can repeat this process once more for extra security. Tie a knot with both yarn threads. Trim the excess yarn and flip the cactus over. Then, proceed to tighten the hole on the other side. Cut a length of yarn equal to the length of 3 crochet hooks. Following the previous steps, thread the yarn through the loops of the protruding parts and sew twice. After sewing, insert stuffing into the cactus until it's fully filled. Pull the 2 yarn threads tight to close the hole. When it's almost closed, release the shorter end and only pull the longer yarn thread. It's not necessary to close this hole tightly. Tie a knot with both yarn threads to secure. To begin crocheting the flowers on the cactus, it's similar to crocheting the cactus itself, starting with chain stitches. Wrap the yarn around your hand to form a loop. Then remove the loop from your hand. Pull out the yarn from the back of the loop. Insert the crochet hook into the loop, ensuring the shorter end of the yarn faces towards our body, and pull the shorter end to adjust the size. Start crocheting 5 chain stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once you've confirmed there are 5 V-shaped stitches, proceed to the next step. We will complete all stitches within the first V. Insert the crochet hook into the middle of the first V and start crocheting a single crochet. Next, crochet 4 chain stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. This completes the first set. Repeat the same steps to crochet the remaining 4 sets. The second set, the third set, the fourth set, and the fifth set. After completing 5 sets, finish with 1 single crochet. Count to confirm if there are 6 flower petals. Once confirmed, pull the loop to be the same length as the crochet hook. Cut it in the middle, then pull away the longer yarn. After completing this, grab the other yarn end and pull tightly to close the center hole. Thread the other yarn end through the yarn needle. Pass it through the middle of this V. Then flip to the backside. Pass through the position behind the flower's back halfway through and pull out to complete. Crochet 2 more flowers using the same steps. The flowers for the other 2 cacti are the same as this one. To start sewing onto the cactus, insert the needle from any hole outside the top circle of the cactus. Then, pass it out through a similar hole from underneath. Next, thread the other yarn end through the yarn needle. Pass it through the opposite hole from where the needle just passed through. When coming out from the side, ensure it's in the same hole as the first yarn end. Tie a knot with these 2 yarn ends to secure. Finally, trim the excess yarn and poke the remaining ends inside, using the tail of the yarn needle to finish. This step involves connecting the cactus to the soil. The tutorial for the soil is found within the Succulent instructions. First, trim the short yarn end. Then, thread this yarn end through the yarn needle. Next, locate the first round on the soil and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Sow along the middle of rounds 12, 13. To begin sewing, insert the yarn needle into the middle of rounds 12, 13 on the soil and pull through from the next hole. Tighten the yarn. Here, sew onto the V above this yarn. Pass the needle through the 2 yarn ends protruding from the cactus, then pull it out. The sewing on the cactus always involves going through the protruding parts. There are 12 such parts, so sew 12 times. Continue by inserting the needle into the middle of rounds 12, 13 on the soil and pulling out from the next hole. Then, pass the needle through the 2 yarn ends protruding from the cactus. Repeat these 2 steps until the last stitch. For the final stitch, pass upwards through the cactus. Trim the excess yarn and poke the remaining ends inside using the tail of the yarn needle. Finally, take out the pot and place the soil portion inside. Flip it over, ensuring the eyes are placed flat to complete.